several days, we will be continuing with Jesus' instruction of the Sermon on the Mount from the 5th chapter of the Gospel of St. Matthew. And Jesus begins, "Blessed are the poor in spirit," and he will go on and he presents himself in the same imagery as Moses is giving the law. And Jesus describes that he has come not to abolish, but to fulfill the law. And so as we listen to him over these next few days, giving us, his interpretation and his presentation of the law, he will give the law and he will be the key to understanding it. And I think this is very important because, Jesus, in talking about sin, is going to be very clear. Avoid it at all costs. There should be nothing that would attract us to sinning and to moving away from the covenant that we have with God. But when we find that we have sinned, Jesus will be filled with mercy. So avoid sin, but if you encounter sin in your life, he is the mercy that will bring us back. On the other side, you would have the voice of Satan, of the evil one, who's going to say that first, there is no God, there is no law. Live however you want. Nothing can restrain you from doing what it is that you want at that moment. There is no God, and there is nothing called sin. But after you sin, the devil will never forgive and will never allow you to forget. The key to understanding the law is to understand that there is a God of life, a God who invites us into a covenant, a God who loves us, and a God who wants us to live for the kingdom and for each other. And when we fall short, God will provide a good measure of mercy. But there's another voice that many times will be heard in our ears or in our hearts that we must reject, that says that there is no such thing as sin. There is no God that will never, ever, ever allow us, if we do sin, to forget it. That we will continue to walk away from God even farther once we recognize that we have not lived up to what it is. In this church, we will find that there is law, a law that calls us to be accountable to each other, a law that calls us to love. And in this church, you will also find mercy, because indeed it is the people of God who listens to his voice and follows him where he wishes to lead us.